So last episode we met Rick and Sarah DeRitter from the Emerald Coast Zoo in Crestview, Florida. 2 years ago they bought the small zoo with every penny they had. Now they are building the most amazing homes for these beautiful and in a lot of cases unwanted animals. We volunteered to fix up the golf carts they use to drive special needs and elderly visitors throughout their park. We had only seen pictures of the carts, but when they got here in person we realized this was a much bigger job than we had imagined. Jason and his team came up with an inspired design and the kids will freak out over it. Now we've just got to build them.
So today we get to actually start working on the golf carts. We've been dicking around with designs and finding pieces and parts and everything. But today is the day I actually get to get my hands dirty and start tearing these things down. So let's get to work. Okay. One thing I am really seeing with these carts, they have a lot of rusty nuts and bolts. And I know a lot of you guys out there would probably say, hey Tim, man, if they're rusted like that, why don't you use some penetration oil? We've got to clean and paint all these pieces and parts, and I don't want all that oil soaked down into them. So I'm going to have to fight them. All right. Okay. So much nicer with power. This thing is so rusty. This is supposed to be a solid bar underneath here, but it's so rusted that you can literally just stick your finger in them. And it's all going to be replaced. We're putting a whole new rear seat assembly on here anyway. Yeah, for these guys are good and rusty. You see how nice and bent those are? It's kind of a wiggle and pull. Now, there we go. Thank you. Fun part with those is we're going to have the seats reupholstered and everything, so we have to take them all apart. But while they're apart, we're also going to paint the frames black again so they look nice and new. You know, Rick might have stolen this because it's been repainted. The original color was blue, a metallic blue. I think we might want to check the VIN number. Oh, look at that. I wonder what we got living in there. So we found a couple black widows on these guys. Not really willing to stick my hand in there and potentially find out where that black widow might live. Look at all that crap just falling out of the bottom as I move the wire around. And there's a spider right there. He just rolled out and went right back in. Let's see what we get in this one. We have it. We got. Yeah. Oh, there he is. I told you I saw him right there. There he is, right there.
Oh, there is. Watch yourself. Hey, no,
oh, there he is. See that? See that? He is definitely big enough to do some damage to you. There we go. Got it. In the cup. Black widow. There's your widow. Hey Pete. Yeah, there's your widow. You want to see it? Yeah, they've been talking about it for a couple days, how Pete saw one or two of them on the golf cart, so they got a little tweaked out about it. So I try not to say anything, but I'm taking him out, so you know what? There you go. All right. Live another day, Spider. I did pressure wash in here, but you know, no guarantees with anything that. All kidding aside, one had a web right here after we brought him in and it was sitting here for a couple days. Yeah, so I kind of want to be cautious of it. Looks like a dead one. Oh, no, he's alive. Oh, I'm just trying to see. He's got, I can't, yeah, he's got a red belly. He's a different kind. All right. Well, we found two on this one so far. All right, little black widow. Time to head outside. All right. After our episode of arachnophobia, it's time to get back to work. These two carts are getting new roofs anyway, but I want to try and save this one to fabricate it to the worker cart. So this guy doesn't want to come out at all. I mean, I've tried several different techniques and whatnot. So a lot of times when they put these things in here, they over tighten them. So the nut actually goes into the plastic so you can't get a good bite on it. All right, I'm done with this. I'm fixing to take a grinder to its ass. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna cut this guy off. If I happen to mess up the plastic, no big deal. I'll either drill a new hole or I'll put a little metal plate against it and pinch it right back into place. It's a little warm. Should be good now. And pop, oh looky there. Just like a bullet. Popping a bullet out of somebody's back. Sorry, Rick and Sarah. You guys lost it, your carts suck. But we will get through this together. Got it. See it steaming?
Oh, crap.
Yeah, that's how hot they get. Okay. Should be free. And you can see that this is a single leaf spring, so it is set up for a two-person cart. That's why we're putting the bigger, beefier ones on there, because they want it to be a four-person cart with a back seat. It'll be a nice, smoother ride for them, a lot less bounce. These are the old leaf springs, 1 foot. You can see how much the cart bounces. It's not real good when you have two people sitting back here, because the cart just bounces all over the place. You can bounce somebody off of it, hit a good bump. This is the cart that I replaced the springs on. Still 1 foot. There's no bounce to it.
Now that Tim has all of these carts stripped down and cleaned up, it's time for paint. Now the prep work for any paint job is extensive. This project is no different. We sand down every inch of these carts that are being painted, even scrubbing the foot pedals and all of the plastic pieces like the cup holders with Scotch-Brite. That removes any leftover gunk and nastiness and gives the paint a better surface to grab onto and bond. Everything that doesn't get painted gets taped off and covered with plastic to protect against overspray. Then they're wiped down once again with wax and grease remover to remove any last pieces of dirt or oils before the base primer coat is applied. We decided to paint a base layer of black on the chassis, as well as all of the aluminum dashboard accent pieces and all of the seat and roof supports. We even painted both sides of the old tire rims, but you'll see why we did that later. So with the black base color on the carts, it gives them a clean, slick, consistent look on every area that's not going to be covered by vinyl. You can see the dramatic difference, and we haven't even started to wrap them yet.
We're going to recycle this back gate that was on the other cart over there, because the White Tiger cart does not have a roof upright strut for the front. Can't find one. They've discontinued them. Can't even find them used. So we're going to make one, and I'm going to use this material here because this is the exact radius that we need for that upright. I'm interested in this frame right here. All this framing right here is what I need. We're going to cut this off, use this upright as an extension because we need 42 inches height. Then when we pull this piece off, we're going to use this radius right here. That'll be the radius that goes up and into the roof itself. This, like I said, is going to be our upright strut for our roof. It's going to sit right here, and it's got the perfect radius for the windshield. And then we're going to weld another piece to the top right here to make it 42 inches. And then it's going to have a curved piece that the roof will sit on and bolt into. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to bend this radius out. So when the pitch of the roof, so that way it'll set in the bar. So what I did, as I set this on like that, that's just how I made my determination on what angle I needed it to be to get it straight. All right. A little bit of repurpose, and it is awesome.
Our buddy, Dickey from Dickey's Upholstery, was another vendor that stepped in to help us out. He not only had to reupholster all of the seats, but they also required a ton of repair work as well as a quick turnaround.
It's definitely got to be marine grade, going to be outdoor in the elements. You can see this stuff right here. It actually feels like leather pretty much, you know, and it's got that nice texture on it.
Yeah, that's nice too.
I think that'll look good on a giraffe golf cart.
Yeah, this is definitely the one that we're going to go with for the giraffe golf cart. Cool. This is the rack for the big cart right here. That cage right there. From the beginning, I wanted to have our guys transform this back rack off this worker cart. I wanted the dump bucket set up with a swing down door for a more functional and practical purpose for the zoo. And Robert is the kind of fabricator that hears an idea and ramps it to a whole new level.
We'll be in here like this. There's a couple different things going on. So instead of trying to use all this and extend this here and try and get it so that it's structural and all that, I'm going to make the box the size that it needs to be, rip all this stuff out, and just bolt straight through the framing that's already here with something that's more substantial. I'm just worried about that rolling over, days and months of use.
This would be a really good time for a montage. While Robert was welding the box for the work cart, Don was cutting the diamond plate base for the walls inside on the CNC table. After Robert completed the dump bucket, we had to get the old cage modified to set the bucket in. We are going to remove the old bolts so he can weld the frame together, makes it much stronger and cleaner look. Then I tore apart the excess pieces that we didn't need anymore, including the nuts, the bolts, and the beat up diamond plate. And then there was a ton of rust on the old rack that had to be removed before we attached the new dump bucket. And just as I expected, it fit like a glove. All right, next stop, wrap department. Woohoo! Just when everything was going smooth, I found a major problem with the cart.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that ain't good. When you give this thing forward motion, you can really hear a click and pop in this front end, especially as you're turning the wheel. It was this guy right here. And your wheel shouldn't do that. I don't know if you can hear it right there. Hear it?
I totally see it.
Yeah. That's going to have to be fixed after the wrap. But before they wrap, I can replace all the nasty spider-infested wiring harnesses in these carts. It all has the coax cable in it. There's all to seal all the wires and everything will be ran inside. This way it'll be a nice clean look when we're done, and we don't have to worry about wires just going all over the place. So, should run 2 front, battery, and then 2 back, and then 1 in the switch. And that's our wiring harness for it. Light switch.
So we're putting some vinyl on Rick and Sarah's golf carts today. We're doing the giraffe cart, tiger cart, and the snake cart. We're going to wrap the front end of it in 1 piece, and then the back end of it is going to be 3 pieces. So you might think that wrapping a golf cart be easy. It's a small little thing to wrap, but it's got some tricky aspects to it. It's molded fiberglass, so lots of curvy edges. But if anybody can make this look amazing and do it quickly, it's Pete, Lumpy, Alex, and Anton. This is a cool feature of the snake wrap. In order to give it a little extra dimension and coolness factor, we're going to add what we call an embossing. Underneath the vinyl, we're going to put a layer of cut vinyl that has a texture to it. When the vinyl goes over, this will be underneath and you'll be able to feel it. So if you run your hands along the edge of the golf cart, you'll feel a snakeskin texture. We don't do this too often. It's kind of a really exclusive feature. It'll be a neat feature. When kids walk up to this, they're going to kind of notice that, hey, it looks like it might be raised a little bit. They're going to run their hand along it and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this wrap feels like it's made from real snakeskin. Talk about eye-catching. The kids are going to love it. The black and white color scheme of the white tiger definitely will have a nice high contrast impact, but we wanted it to have that tiger intensity. So I found a really high res image of a tiger that was just looking right at the camera, and it's a little scary. So I was like, that's my image. We wanted that to be as big as possible so you get that predator feel to the golf cart. We've been working on these golf carts for a little while now. And fortunately for us,
we have some really good local companies here that are willing to help us out. They have offered to replace all of our tires, which there are 8 of these, which are getting brand new tires after we painted the rims. And then they're going to repair these 2 that have the nails in them for us, because these tires are still in good shape. I really appreciate you doing this for us, man. It's for a good cause.
No problem. We really want to help the kids out. I'd really like to pet a tiger one day.
Well, I think we got to hook up for that, man.
All right, cool.
I'll catch up with you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Now that all the individual pieces have been fabricated and painted, it's time for the reassembly. Not only did we rewire all the carts, but we also added new headlights and tail lights and LED lights for the work cart. The new canopy roofs came with supports and extensions that needed to be drilled and married to the rear seat cages. The bamboo wrap on the roof supports look amazing on the giraffe cart. You can see right away, just from the frame, how used these canopy roofs are going to be. Stringing the canopy to the frames is a time-consuming and pain-in-the-ass process, but when you see it in the end, it makes it all worthwhile. And the ropes wrapped around the radius of the bamboo supports make the Jungle Safari look really come to life. One of my favorite aspects of this rebuild are the teeny tiny little details that most people wouldn't even notice the first time you see the carts. And painting the wheels on both sides really makes a huge difference, especially when you turn them side to side.
So what I have here is one of the 2 bird perches for 2 of the carts. So I'm starting out with a metal plate. It's going to mount right here. Then this piece of tubing will be welded to the front of this. And after those 2 have been assembled, this piece will be inserted as a place for the birds to sit.
All right, Tim, how you looking on the carts? We're delivering them this weekend, so how we going?
I can't find these brush guards anywhere for this
Really?
series of carts. Yeah,
Okay.
because they make them for the off-road carts, but not this series because they're turf carts.
Sure.
Can't find them. I've been looking, but
Well, man, I mean, we a fabrication shop. Let's build them. Wouldn't think. Can we make those? Because if we do that, we make those. I think that little bit of a detail piece here will really bring this whole thing together. I mean, we got all the other little pieces. We put those little brush guards on there, man. I think it'd be totally custom.
yeah, and it'll tie in that whole safari look with it and everything
Nice.
too. So I
Yep.
agree. So
yeah,
I'll get with
so talk to the guys.
yeah, I'll get with Robert and Steve and see what we can come up with.
Make that thing, man. I love
All right,
it.
cool.
Fabrication.
So some of the important parts of building these brush guards and getting everything to look right is that the curves top and bottom match the body lines on the cart. That each individual bar on the brush guard had the exact same bends, and that the spacing between the vertical bars was consistent across the whole thing. I figured that it would give more protection vertical, seeing as how branches that you're driving by are going to be coming at you from the side. It's going to exclude the sticks from getting in and actually breaking the light.
What's up, Tim? You looking for something?
Oh, hey, brother, how
Got
you
some
doing?
draft pieces?
Hell, yeah. Oh, man.
Your hands dirty?
No, not really.
You should
It's
be
Marine
fine
Day.
anyway.
We should be able to wipe them off,
Yeah,
right?
that's right, man.
Oh, man, these things came out awesome, man. He did an awesome job on these. Look at that. Look at that stitch work. Oh. Man, that is beautiful.
And this one, I believe, there should be a
Yep.
couple latches for it.
And there it is. Oh, brother, man. That is awesome right there, man. That looks great. I can't wait to see the rest of them now. Dude, just like Christmas morning, man. I've been waiting for these. And that'll be the front.
This is the front, like that, right?
Yep, it goes on just like that. Bam. Man, look at that. That matches up the rims and everything. That really ties that in. Oh, yeah. Man, that's almost like a couch right there, buddy. I mean, that thing just looks, oh yeah.
Should feel a little better.
Oh yeah, it does. It feels a lot better, man.
Yeah, this was the one we had to put a little more love into. It looked like maybe a tiger took a bite out of it. So we just cut out the bad section, put in the new section, made some patterns, sewed them up, and the rest is history.
And boom, you get this beautiful, yeah, that's nice, man. Man, these things came out sweet, man.
Came out nice,
really,
man.
Really good.
Hopefully we got a bunch of smiling faces here when they get delivered and for years to come, right?
I'm pretty for sure that the kids and Rick and Sarah are going to be extremely happy with this. I mean, I know for a fact they weren't expecting this at all.
Let me know how the kids like it. It was great to work with you guys. Always a pleasure.
Hey, brother, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Same with you, man. They came out fantastic. I mean, it truly ties everything together now, man.
Nice little finishing touch.
Yeah. The first day I walked these carts, I looked at these things and I said, well, if you want a roof on this one, we could probably Frankenstein some things. All these pieces, the uprights for the roof, were taken from the other cart. So that's exactly what we did. This is the Frankenstein cart.
I'm gonna come to you. Yeah.
As we came down to the wire on these carts, Steve started to mount the bird perches. Then Pete put the bamboo wrap on the giraffe's cart bird perch. And then I added the final rope wraps. And these bad boys are finally done. Hoorah!
Come on, come on.
Yes. Man, you know, we're leaving tomorrow at 7 in the morning to drive 6 hours to deliver these carts. And since we had them all ripped apart, this is the very first time we're actually trying to get them back on the trailer. Now, they came here with the trailer, but they were all taken apart in pieces. So now everything's back together. It's gonna be a real feat to try to get all 3 of these on that trailer. It's like playing with a Rubik's Cube, getting these guys in here.
I'll try to get the other one up that way.
This way, just a touch, come on forward. Yeah, I know, huh? Go ahead, try it.
As long as the wheel's mostly on the trailer.
Turn your wheel this way just a touch. Yep. Whoa, that's good, that's good.
That's good.
Yep, oh, that's
It's
about
on.
it right there, right?
All right.
Oh my goodness. Now, is there a possibility of putting that other one on here sideways? If we do this side, yeah, you can load up and then we can move the front end instead of the back. Wherever this is gonna go, huh? Because it can come all the way
We'll
out here.
figure out when it gets over here. Yeah, I had no idea we had ramps that would go up the side like that. Apparently that's how they took it off. So that's we're gonna try to put it on like that. I think you need a running start.
Yeah, just a touch over this way.
You'll hear me scream right before you fall off.
Nice. Come on. That's it, that's it, that's it. Come, kick this way or?
Oh, watch that back wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Come on.
1, 2.
Run.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yes,
baby.
sir.
All those years of Tetris
That
paid
wasn't
off.
too bad, huh?
You're in. You're in.
Next stop, Crestview, Florida in the morning. Sunday morning, 7 a.m. meet time. Good night. Hey, hey. And there's gonna be no shenanigans on the way up there, man. I'm
No
driving.
promises, man.
You gotta be serious, your wife's with
It's
us.
Sunday, it's shenanigan day.
It is?
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
Are
That's
you
the
kidding
cool
me?
keychains.
That's awesome, letting a snakehead there. I said, Jason, did you print these in reverse? He's like, no. I was like,